Hello, everyone. Let me ask you something. What's the one thing you've been putting off? That conversation you need to have. That career change you've been dreaming about. That creative project collecting dust in the back of your mind. Now let me guess why you haven't done it yet. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you don't care. It's because you're afraid. And here's what I want you to know right from the start. You're not alone. Every single person in this room experiences fear, including me. But here's the truth that most people never realize. Fear isn't a psychological disorder you need to fix. It's not a sign that something is wrong with you. Fear is an educational problem. We've been taught to be afraid. From the time we were children, we learned that the world is dangerous, that we need to play it safe, that making mistakes is bad. Today, I want to share something that might change your life. The first step is always the hardest. But you don't need to take a giant leap. You just need to take one small step. And then another, and then another. Let me tell you what fear really is. It exists on three levels. First, there's surface fear, the tangible things we're afraid of. Public speaking, job interviews, ending a relationship, starting a new career. Having that difficult conversation, these feel very real and very specific. Then there's ego fear, the deeper stuff, fear of rejection, fear of failure. Fear of success, believe it or not, fear of being vulnerable. These fears aren't about specific situations, they're about how we see ourselves and our ability to handle the world. But underneath all of that, at the very core, is what I call essence fear. And it all boils down to 5 words: I can't handle it, think about it. Every fear you have, every single one, comes back to this core belief: I can't handle whatever life throws at me. You're afraid of that job interview because you believe you can't handle the rejection. You're afraid of starting that business because you believe you can't handle the failure. You're afraid of that conversation because you believe you can't handle the conflict. But here's what I've learned, and here's what research shows us. The real problem isn't the fear itself. The problem is how we handle fear. Some people are paralyzed by fear. Others feel it and move forward anyway. What's the difference? It comes down to power. People who let fear control them operate from a place of pain, helplessness, paralysis, depression. Their vocabulary sounds like this: I can't, I shouldn't, it's not my fault. This is too hard, life is unfair. But people who move through fear operate from a place of power. Their vocabulary is different. I can, I will, I choose, I'm responsible. Now here's what I need you to understand. The fear will never go away. As long as you're growing, as long as you're alive, as long as you're pushing yourself to become more, fear will be your companion. The question isn't, how do I eliminate fear? The question is, how do I take action despite the fear? And the answer is simple, though not always easy: one small step at a time. I know what some of you are thinking right now. That sounds nice, but you don't understand. My fear is big. My situation is complicated. Taking that first step feels impossible. You're right, the first step is the hardest. It's the hardest because you're moving from inertia to motion. You're challenging years of conditioning. You're going against that voice in your head, the chatterbox, as I like to call it, that's been keeping you safe by keeping you small. But here's the secret: you don't have to take a big first step. You just have to take a first step. If you're afraid of public speaking, you don't have to give a TED Talk tomorrow. Start by speaking up in a small meeting, or practice in front of a mirror. Or record yourself on your phone, that's a step. If you're afraid of changing careers, you don't have to quit your job tomorrow. Start by taking an online course, or having coffee with someone in the field you're interested in, or updating your resume, that's a step. If you're afraid of expressing your feelings to someone you love, you don't have to pour your heart out all at once. Start by saying one genuine thing: I appreciate you, that's a step. The magic isn't in the size of the step, the magic is in the stepping. Because here's what happens when you take that first small step: you prove to yourself that you can handle it. And that builds trust, trust in yourself, trust that you'll survive. Trust that maybe, just maybe, the fear was lying to you all along. Now one small step alone won't transform your life. But here's what will: consistency. Do something every single day that pulls you out of your comfort zone. Not something huge, just something small. Talk to one stranger. Send one email you've been avoiding. Spend 10 minutes on that project you've been putting off. Say one thing you've been too afraid to say. Small steps taken consistently create momentum. And momentum is the antidote to fear. Think about it like this. Would you rather take one giant leap once a year or one tiny step every single day for a year? The person taking daily steps will be 365 steps ahead. The person waiting for the perfect moment will still be standing at the starting line. Here's something that might be hard to hear, but it's also incredibly freeing. You are responsible for your life. Not your parents, not your boss, not your circumstances, you. Now, I'm not saying everything that happens to you is your fault. Bad things happen, life throws curveballs. But you are responsible for how you respond. When you take responsibility, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of your fear and become the author of your story. And here's the beautiful thing about responsibility. Every time you take it, every time you face a situation and handle it, your self-esteem skyrockets. You learn to trust yourself, and when you trust yourself, fear loses its grip. So say yes to your universe. Say yes to the unexpected. Say yes to the challenges. Say yes to the opportunities for growth that scare you. Because saying no, resisting, fighting, playing victim, that's what keeps you stuck. That's what makes fear stronger. Let me leave you with this. There is no perfect moment. There is no day when you'll wake up and the fear will be gone. There is no magic pill that makes hard things easy. But there is a choice you can make right now in this moment to take one small step. Tomorrow morning, I want you to do something, just one thing. Something small that scares you a little bit. Not something that terrifies you, just something that makes you slightly uncomfortable. And then the next day, do it again, something small, one step, and then again. And again. Because here's what I know to be true. Whatever comes your way in any circumstances, you can handle it. The first step is hard, but it's just one step. And you don't have to take it perfectly, you just have to take it, so take it. Today, now one small step, and then tomorrow take another one. That's how you build a life you're proud of. That's how you move from fear to power. That's how you prove to yourself that you are capable of so much more than you ever imagined. The first step is waiting for you. Will you take it? Thank you.